Peter's one of the last of an original generation, man. There was Ron Delsner, there was Bill Graham, there's Peter Shapiro, man. I mean, what are they gonna say when he's gone? What are they gonna say? He was a kind man, he had thoughts, man, he had ideas, man, he was an inspiration, man. Actually, they're gonna say all of those things, because they're all true, Peter.
Pete, we're honoring you because you've made an impact. You've made an impact locally here in Brooklyn, bringing Brooklyn Bowl to what was really a desert in North Brooklyn. And because of all of the other accomplishments you've made, you're an independent promoter who's had an impact on really the concert business nationwide.
Pete's 7 years younger than me, and I guess 3 years younger than you. But, you know, even though the distance was pretty good, we still were really friendly and never fought. I fought with him a lot.
That's true.
But I never once laid a hand on him. And
no, because Pete was the baby in the family, right? I mean, he was the youngest one, so he escaped the wrath of, like, the two of us beating each other.
But I think it's more than being the baby. I think Pete, from an early age, just knew how to conduct himself to not piss anybody off. He's like, gets along with everybody, including his older brothers.
My wife meets Pete for the first minute. She goes, after he leaves for a second, whatever, she goes, he hugged you more times in that minute than I think I've hugged you in like a week.
I think one of the things that separates people like Pete is that he's not going through the motions. He's doing what he loves. And so for Pete, you can see it. You can see he's a fan, just like he always was. But he also has this vision of making things better, offering a better artistic climate.
Pete stepped in and he saved the Wetlands, and he saved it for an entire scene. For me, that was the goal. If we could just get to Wetlands, then I had succeeded as a musician. It was all about playing the Wetlands, not just for us, for every startup band in the Northeast. Pete came in and he kept it alive. And if it wasn't for Pete, we may never have had this opportunity to fulfill our dreams.
He did the Jammies about 10 years ago. What a cool event, you know. His thing was kind of like Bill Graham, putting people together who would not likely be playing together if it wasn't for this event, you know. And so I got to play with Questlove, I got to play with Buddy Guy and John Mayer, and I got to play with Ryan Adams on that one show. You know, that was an eye-opener.
I mean, if it was up to Pete, we would only play his venues and nowhere else, you know. And to be honest, like, I would do it because it's all about the music and having a good time, period. That's it. I mean, that's why we we play like, I don't know, 8 nights, 10 nights, Bowl Live, you know, day in, day out, night in, night out. And I could, 10 isn't enough.
Pete, as you can see, I've been working for you far too long now. I've got myself a job as a groom. Unfortunately, playing all these stupid gigs that you've got everywhere, the returns aren't that great, so I've got myself a little part-time job here. Look at this. Catch some of that Peruvian stuff there. That's fantastic.
Pete Shapiro, I'm proud to say, calls me 5 to 10 times a week. And I should be the least important guy in Pete's world. I'm the nonprofit guy. Pete doesn't make a dime off me. Pete has an internal drive about social good. And the highlight for me and for all of us was at Fare Thee Well. We did an auction for a guitar that was signed by all the members and actually played on stage by Bob Weir. And the guitar ended up selling for over $500,000. And it was divided among 17 nonprofit organizations that all have ties to the Grateful Dead. And it started with Pete just saying, go with it. We need to do something great. We need to do something great for all these organizations. You figure it out.
So you get the energy from New York City, and you get the loving, encompassing, hippie, feel-good family from the Grateful Dead, and you get Pete Shapiro, and it's unstoppable. I mean, he's a mastermind. He's the mad professor, and his head is his office, and his eyes. The eyes are like, I got an idea.
To me, he's a psychedelic Walt Disney. That's who I'd call him. If Walt Disney dropped acid, you got Pete.
I think Pete probably, whether he does it consciously or not, is a real student maybe of the mythical Bill Graham school of promoting, where the whole idea of you walk into the Fillmore and there would be a bucket full of apples and he could take an apple if he wanted. So I think with Pete, it's not only take an apple, but what else can he give that helps make it not feel like just another night at another concert?
He's the kind of guy, if I was his age, younger with him, I'd be his partner and be with him because we got along. He understands when you see something that's great, you get it.
I don't think I've ever signed anything with him. I think it's all been done on a handshake or a high five or a shappy, back slap. One of those things where he crushes you in a hug, hold, back slap kind of thing.
Yeah. The child is very much evident in him, and I mean that as a compliment. I mean, that just gets worn down out of people. The sense of possibility, the sense of just approaching each day as a real opportunity. Peter does that.
He's been the same person for the 20 years that I've known him. But when you ask how long I've known him, I was like, it's been a long time, but it doesn't seem like he would be that old. I guess I am too.
Well, Pete, I wish you well, and I'll see you in court.
Wait. I want to know what you're saying.
I'm just gonna say it. We just gotta be more spontaneous. Mazel tov, Pete. We love you.
Pete, I am so proud of you.
Thank you for everything you do, and let's keep doing it.
Pete, congratulations on being awarded the Bric Celebrate Brooklyn Festival Opening Night Gala Award.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Daddy. I'm so proud of you, and I really love you.
Peter, you deserve this, and I love you.
Peter, I love you. Bye.
Your typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings. Dallas got a soft machine. Houston